If you guys have been around for a while, you may remember my story of someone who I have dealt with at my job and how I saw her at the post office giving hell to one of the post office clerks. Well, that lady came through my line 2 shifts ago, and during that first round, she was upset because she had some plants. And I have this very specific way of bagging them to where I will tear through the bag a little bit in a certain way so that the plant can sort of breathe, as opposed to being all packed in like this. I will pretty much perform some tears that allow for the plant to remain in its pose. I did that, and for some reason, at the end of the transaction, when I said thank you, have a good one, and I began with my next order and greeted the next customer, she decided that she wanted to freak out and be like, "This bag is all ripped and torn." And as I was scanning without looking at her, I said, "I know, I did that on purpose, have a good one." And then she was like I said, this bag is all ripped and torn. And I'm like I said, I did that on purpose. Thank you. Have a good one. And then she's like, why? Why would you do that? And I turned to her and I said, because that way your plant can be better transported. Thank you. Have a good one. So, anyway, she has been banned from the store like 3 times that I can recall. But unfortunately, you can only be banned for so long. I think it's either a year or 2 years. That year that she was banned, it was the happiest time of my life because everybody knew her, nobody missed her, and that's gotta be the saddest thing ever, that everywhere that you go to, you're hated. Other store employees from like other retailers who shop at our place have come over, seen her, and told us, oh, she gives you a hard time too. Oh, our managers don't even deal with her. Oh, we hate her. We all ignore her. Imagine being the bloody customer that everywhere you go, nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody likes you. Anybody who deals with you is doing it with the fakest attitude possible. But anyway, that lady, she came through once again. She was saying to the customer I had just rung up, "Do you want to hear a funny joke?" And in my mind, I was like, oh no, here we go. Because she does that every day. Every single day, she'll say that she has a joke to tell you. And I usually don't say anything. She's just staring at me and I'm just moving as fast as I can. And she repeats herself. I'll be like, your total is blah, 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 because fortunately her order is usually short. And then she'll either proceed to pay or she'll repeat herself. And I'll be like, maybe next time. Just dismiss her entirely. And sometimes she'll just continue to say her joke anyway. And sometimes I just don't get it. Other times I get it, but it's just legitimately not funny. So I don't entertain her at all. And I just go like, thank you, have a good one, hand her receipt and send her on her way. The only way I'm saved from her is if there's someone behind her. But if there isn't someone behind her, I just start cleaning. Something I regularly do, but I'll clean once again because usually that'll signal to her that, hey, I don't have time for this. Or sometimes I just completely close off my register and do something, some cleaning around the department, whatever it is, for like a couple of seconds until she disappears. But what was funny is when she told this customer, do you want to hear a funny joke? The customer was like, huh? And then she was like, I was asking if you want to hear a funny joke. The customer was like, I'm actually in a hurry. And she just left as soon as I handed her the receipt. It was hilarious that even a customer who doesn't deal with her in any capacity was avoiding her anyway. When it was my turn, I just greeted her like usual. I was like, hey, how's it going? This is your total. Thank you, have a good one. She decided to tell me her whole life story about her health. And all I did was tell her, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better. Have a good one. And then she just stays like, this and then and the other. She's always sighing at the beginning of her conversations. I also learned that she doesn't have a very good memory, or maybe she just likes to repeat herself a lot, because over the years, she's been one of those people who has told me to not hand her receipts because of the chemicals it has. It causes reproductive issues or something. And I remember when I used to try to hand her receipts, she would at some point she just started doing this thing where she would decline them, and every single time she would get into the details about what it has, something she heard online about what it has and what it does to you and this and that. And because I wear gloves and a mask, she was like, "You're being very smart by wearing those gloves, because touching those receipts, it has this chemical that messes up your reproductive system." Again, this is probably like the seventh time that she has ever told that to me. And I just say, "Thanks, have a good one, thanks, have a good one, thanks, have a good one." I don't engage with her in any way. In addition to that, I wanted to make this topic about the things that some people just trip over that I consider unnecessary. I look at life very simple now. If you start learning about things, researching things, you realize that everything around you is bad for you. There's the plastic, there's the trash, there's the insects, there's the sun, there's the depletion of the ozone layer, there is the contaminated air, the contaminated water, all those things. So, can you just make peace with the fact that something is going to get you? I'm not telling you, well, go behind a car and bend over onto the exhaust pipe and start breathing that in because it's gonna get you anyway. But can I just say that living in that constant fear is like unhealthy for you? If that is all that you're wanting to spread, every single time you'll reject the receipt and you'll try to re-educate me on why touching the receipt is bad. Or if you see me wearing the mask, you'll tell me that it's bad for me because I'm breathing in my own germs. Or if I don't have a mask, then maybe you'll be like, "Well, it's really gross that you're sneezing and not covering your face," something like that. Something is gonna get you, okay? Nobody has made it through this life alive for the entirety of existence and the existence of this planet. You know what I mean? Like when you're born, you know that you have an expiry date. We don't know when. It may be brief. It may be a long time from now. It may be a hella long time from now, but you're going to go. And sometimes I feel like when you fixate on those things, you are consumed by that to where it takes away from your ability to actually exist in the present, because all you're concerned with is ensuring your survival by not exposing yourself to certain things, let it be processed foods, all that. What about, and you guys know that I hate whataboutisms, I swear, but what about storms? What if your home gets washed away, or lightning strikes it, or it goes up in flames? Or I don't know if you guys live in a better society than I live in, but lately, all I keep seeing on the news and personally witnessing the aftermath of is cars that have plowed onto residences or businesses. There's always a car crashing into a building and hitting somebody. I'm pretty sure that some of these people have died in the process, all that. What about that? Like, did avoiding touching the receipt save you from that? Or what about you're crossing the street and someone who decides to disregard the stop sign or something, they hit you, or maybe they have a tire that somehow it just shoots out from the car and it hits you, takes you out, or maybe you have a really bad accident, something, a wreck, anything. You get bit by a mosquito that happens to be carrying something crazy and that gets you. See what I mean? Am I wrong for living life mildly carefree? Like, I have my routine already. I have my habit of washing my hands, especially between tasks as I'm cooking. I'm very aware of that. It's something that I just prefer to do, even though I know people who have fed me who are not as religious about cleaning their hands between tasks as I am, and I don't remember getting sick, or maybe I did get sick, but I couldn't point it to that. I don't know. I don't care. I'm still here. But like, at what point can you just live a life that's full and accept that you cannot control everything? And even when you touch my machine to put in your PIN number, this person may have just come from the bathroom and didn't wash their hands properly or not at all. Or maybe this person just came back from the gas station and that nozzle has been handled and manhandled and all kinds of shit has gone on with it. And when was the last time you washed your hands? Little things like that. I just don't have the mindset, the spirit, the soul, the energy to be out here trying to correct everybody's behavior about what they do. If you're a loved one, to me, someone I know very well and someone I super care about, if I know that you want to be cautious, extra cautious about your health, and you're open for the feedback, I may share that. I may be like, hey, I recommend that after you go to the bathroom, you do this. I recommend that while you're taking a shower, you do this. I recommend that while you're refueling at the gas station, face away from the fumes. All that stuff. I'm not going to go around everywhere I go where there's a threat and just preach to everybody that this is a threat. People being afraid of receipts and other general things that will make you sick, all I can do is think about whataboutisms. Like, those things causing reproductive issues. What about chemicals in my food? Or should I stop refueling because of the gas fumes? Should I stop breathing because the air is polluted? Should I stop taking showers because the water has chemicals? Just let me exist in this world best I can. If I make it to a long life, great. But if I don't, then I just don't. But for you to come out here and behave like you're a savior, you're saving us from the evil, I don't get it. And it's usually the same kind of person doing this. It's always a woman up there in age by herself. And I don't want to throw race into the mix, but they tend to fall into the same category as well. I feel like I have gotten this kind of feedback from across the board, a broader spectrum, but I throw that in there because I'm noticing a pattern. And I just wonder if these people congregate in the same community or if this is a cultural thing. I don't know. I just thought I would share that here, you guys. Please let me know any personal experiences you have with this, any stories you have, or maybe you are this person. Maybe you are this person who's out there warning everybody of all these evils. And how have people reacted to you? How many lives have you saved? How many lives can you prove you have saved? How many lives do you think you have saved? But all I know is that my time here is finite no matter what. Can I make my life longer and feel better as I live longer? I guess. But the way I look at this, especially the direction this planet is going with all them wars and weapons and everything, I think we just need to chill out. Okay, just chill out, let people be, and worry about those who are in your nucleus, like your innermost circle. Focus on that. Because otherwise, if you try to save everybody, you will go insane. Okay, and not everyone is necessarily out here wanting to hear those things. Just a thought. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.